Hello, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your 6-month prediction. It is a general collective reading, so as the messages come through today, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it is meant for someone else to hear. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. So Virgo, before we get into tarot for your reading, did a little astrological homework, if you will, for my beautiful mercurial cousins. And yours will be similar to Leo's in the sense that it will be longer than the other zodiac signs, and that's because your ruling planet is in Mercury, so I wanted to give you a little bit extra of a bonus. So this information will give you a better idea of what you can expect in the second half of 2026 and how it pertains to the reading that we're about to do. So please bear with me. I have a ton of notes on my monitor here for you. So this reading, as well as this period, begins with the new moon in Cancer on July 14th, 2026. It will culminate with the super full moon in Cancer on December 23rd, 2026. And for you, this will be a profound phase of emotional cultivation, if you will. So while Virgo is typically focused on logic and work and community service, this lunar cycle is going to shift your attention towards your social networks, your long-term hopes, and your deep inner healing. So here's how the lunar cycle will specifically play out for you. Mid-July 2026, the new moon in Cancer will begin to create a social shift for you. The July new moon in Cancer falls in your 11th house of friendships and community. So during this time, you will likely see changes in your social circles. New, emotionally supportive connections may enter your life during this time. And while acquaintances who no longer align with your growth will gently drift away. Also, if you're part of any community groups, women's group, men's group, I don't know, rifle association, whatever it is that you are involved in as of personal interest, you may find this period of July, August, September, where maybe you are not interacting with those individuals as much, or you're just too busy to interact with them, or you're, like I said, you're just choosing not to. So there could be a drift away with some social circles, but then a coming together or opportunity to form some new social circles at the same time. With your ruling planet in retrograde at the time of the new moon, I just want you to be mindful, as I try to be, with miscommunications with friends, particularly those that you might be involved in some type of project. This could even be in regards to clients or customers. It's a great time, though, for you to evaluate your long-term dreams and see why you are pursuing them. So again, we're using the in retrograde to review. We're reviewing the social circles we currently have. We are reviewing the ones we may want to engage with, the ones that have some interest, and also reviewing the dreams that we've had. Sort of we've shelved them, or maybe we've been mildly working on them. It's a review to see, do we actually want to continue pursuing them? From late August till early October, you will be balancing work and community. So as Mars moves through your career sector in mid-July, mid-August, you'll experience a peak in your professional life. So if you're looking for work, opportune time. You're looking for a job, or you're a business owner, you're looking for new clients, opportune time for you to land that. Even if you're looking to do some kind of side gig, if you put yourself out there, the universe will deliver. The astrological energy, though, requires that you maintain visible boundaries with those around you, rather than constantly making yourself perpetually available to others. So watch your energy at this time. If you feel inclined to say no, say no. If you don't have the time to do something, it's quite all right to say, I don't have the time to deal with you, or I cannot emotionally engage with you at this time. So if you're feeling tired, or the energy from the other person is off, just protect yourself at this time. It's okay to say, I can't discuss this right now, but I can discuss it maybe at a later time. Or thank you for the invite, but I'm not able to attend. Maybe I can attend next time. Don't feel inclined to be, say yes or be a people pleaser. You're going to want to conserve your energy, because remember, subconsciously as well as consciously, you're going through those right? Reevaluating projects and long-term goals and social circles. It's a lot that you're processing on the subconscious level. So if you feel tired, take a time out, and don't be afraid to say no, and don't let anyone shame you or embarrass you into just saying, no, I don't want to engage in this conversation right now, and I have the right to say no. And that's all. So make sure that you protect yourself. You're basically learning to balance your visible self, okay, your public self, and your ambitions with a need to feel emotionally secure and nurtured in your personal life. So if an engagement or interaction with someone does not make you feel emotionally safe, even if it could be financially profitable to you, find a way to exit that conversation or situation gracefully. You don't necessarily want to burn any bridges, but it is a time for you to protect your energy. December 23rd, 2026, with that super full moon in Cancer, for you will actually activate an emotional culmination point. So arriving just ahead of the solstice, the December full moon in Cancer will illuminate the culmination of your journey. It focuses squarely on the axis of community and self-care. You will feel highly intuitive during the month of December, particularly the last 2 weeks, and you will be very protective of your inner sanctuary, because remember, from July until December, you're clearing house of the connections you no longer want in your life and the connections you do want. So as you build that closer inner sanctuary, you're going to want to guard that inner sanctuary, and that means resisting energies that you don't want part of your next chapter. The full moon will likely bring a significant milestone or completion. So if you set any type of long-term goal in July, you will most likely find achievement and success with it. Meaning, remember I had said, like, if you put yourself out there for a job, or you're a business owner, you want to get more clients, or you're looking for social communities that you do want to engage with, social circles you do want to engage with, by the time you get to December, you're reaping the rewards. The friendship circle is stronger. You look back at that job that you've been at then for 3 or 4 months at that period, and you're like, God, I'm so glad that I took that risk in July and August and I put myself out there, because the universe delivered. So there's a feeling of pride when it comes to that inner sanctuary that you built for yourself, in terms of like materially what you're gaining from a job, because again, you're making the right decision for yourself, but also the people that you're bringing into your circle. There's a feeling of, I'm so glad I'm not talking to that person anymore. I'm so glad that I met this new person. And there's also a little shift here for you in that last week. It's going to encourage you to step out of like your protective shell. And you're going to feel, you're going to feel inclined to want to celebrate your achievements. You're going to look back and go, my God, this year was so effing difficult. I want to do something nice for myself. And if you get that calling in that last week or two, it might require you to step out of your comfort zone. Maybe this is something that you may have to do on your own, right? Maybe you don't have a very large social circle. Maybe your social circle is online, and this may require you to do something on your own. Do it. Get out of your comfort zone and do it. Look back at 2026 and say, this was a really effing hard year, but be proud of what you have achieved. Maybe you found a new job. Maybe you left a toxic relationship. Maybe you're in the process of divorce. Maybe you relocated. Maybe you launched a business. Maybe you landed a really great client. Maybe you got a 50-cent raise. However great or small it is, make sure you celebrate your successes at the end of the year. This is going to put you in a very good, energetic, and also mind frame when it comes to the new year. So you definitely want to close the year being proud of yourself, being proud of how resilient you have been. Trust your gut feelings moving forward when it comes to the connections in your life, the people who you engage with. The people who don't feel home to you, they're not welcomed in 2027, and don't feel bad or guilty by blocking them off, okay? You have the right to live the rest of your life in peace. Now, I have 2 more things here for you before we get into tarot. Your career and professional life. So the 11th house rules your professional networks, industry connections, and collaborative projects. So I want you to use, and again, you have the divine gift of free will. You don't have to do anything. I'm just telling you what I would do if I was a Virgo and this was my chart. I would focus on collaborative success. So projects requiring teamwork or like community backing will reach highly profitable milestones by December. So if you are involved in any type of like charity or community group and you're trying to like put an event together, it will be highly successful. If you're working on a project that benefits the community or benefits the collective, it will be highly successful. If you're doing any kind of fundraising work for like a nonprofit organization because you feel like their mission or vision really aligns to who you are and you believe in it, it will be highly successful. So if you at this time, July and August, even October, feel inclined to do something like that or engage in like community cleanup, even it could be, you will be highly recognized, highly successful, so go for it. There will be a network pivot for you, so you will naturally distance yourself from cold networking, and you're going to align yourself with groups that share your core values. So again, maybe you're part of a women's group or a men's group. July and August, you might be looking at them and going, you know what, I'm going through a really hard effing time in my life, and these people are not helping me. You know, I'm couch surfing, I have no place where to live, and yet I'm part of this group, right? And we're all supposed to have one another's backs, and none of these people have offered to help me. So you're going to start looking around at the people around you and go, wow, in my hardest times, they were not there for me. I either am acknowledging that I have been there for them, or I know if roles were reversed, I would be there for them. And so you're going to start shutting yourself off to those people who are not nurturing you or didn't nurture you through difficult times. And that's okay. Again, that is you protecting your energy. What you will do, though, is find and align people who are nurturing to you and who are helping you through your difficult times. You will receive some type of public recognition in the second half of 2026. So your contributions to any type of group or organization will publicly be celebrated right around the December full moon on December 23rd. So maybe you're getting an award, you know, I don't know, maybe you raise funds for the local church, or I don't know, some group, okay, maybe it's a veterans group or something like that. If you do that in the second half, you are receiving some kind of award or recognition for it. That shouldn't be why you're doing it, but it's sort of the universe's way of letting you know, we see the good thing you did, and we want you to be acknowledged for it publicly. So whoever you are helping will be acknowledging you. It's like they're going to feel a call within to acknowledge how you help their group or organization. You will also form boundaries at work. You're going to learn to say, no, I'm sorry. My job says I work 9 to 5, for example. I can work occasionally overtime, or I can occasionally work a Saturday, but I can't work overtime all the time, and I can't work Saturday all the time. So anything like that, or you have a coworker that is a slouch and they're always putting their work on you, and it drains you of your time or your energy, or prevents you from taking care of your own responsibilities, you're going to learn to politely say no to that coworker or even to that boss. And you're going to find that by doing that, you will become more respected in the workplace. Again, as long as you're doing it in a professional way, not like, fuck you, not working Friday. That's not going to get you anywhere. But again, coming across in a very professional way will actually garner you respect from your peers, even the people you're saying no to, including your boss. Again, just do it in a highly professional way. Now, romantic partnerships, romantic relationships. Oh, I also added a self-care routine for you too. I knew I did a bonus for you as well. Okay, so your romantic relationships. Cancer energy introduces a deeply emotional, nurturing dynamic into your social and romantic spheres. So a lot of you in the second half of 2026, if you are single, you may find that a friendship in your life leads to romance. So a platonic connection could easily develop into a deeper, emotionally safe romantic partnership for you if you're looking for that. And especially if you're getting yourself out there into community groups, you will most likely form friendships, and one of them will turn into a romantic partnership. You'll also find that you are growing in your vulnerability. You're going to find yourself dropping your usual analytical guard because one, it's just your characteristics, your nature, but two, a lot of you have been very deeply wounded and hurt. So trust is an issue for you. But you're going to find yourself very naturally dropping your guard with some people and beginning to share your feelings with them. If you are partnered, the second half of the year will most likely push you gently to express more of your true feelings to your partner, and to express your wants, needs, and desires to them as well. I love the aspect of social integration, because for those of you where you are meeting someone new, or maybe as you're watching this video, you're in a newly formed relationship, the second half of the year will provide you with, again, a little gentle nudge from the universe, like, hey, we think this is the one. It's time for you to introduce your partner to your friend group, your social circle, and your family. So if you just met someone recently and you feel things are going well, or you meet someone in the second half of the year, you will most likely introduce them to your family. If you are currently engaged in a relationship, and I don't actually mean like marital engaged, I mean like you're currently in a relationship, all is going well. I'm not talking about third party or anything like that. It's going well. Second half of the year, you will most likely do some type of activity with your person and your like immediate friend group, like maybe their best friend, your best friend, or your family or their family. If you're having difficulties in partnership, that's going to be something entirely different for you. So I'm going to do a secondary thing for you on that in 1 second. And you'll also be checking the vibe. So I think in the past for you, Virgo, you had difficult time utilizing your intuition with some people. Now, I think you're a highly intuitive sign, but sometimes I think when you get very invested in someone, you sort of ignore the red flags because you want to believe that they're a good person like you are. That's going to change for you, okay? You're not going to have those blind spots anymore with people in your life or new people entering your life. And this is going to stay with you for the rest of your life, okay? So people who are like emotionally unavailable partners, you're going to be turned off to them. And if you're currently in a relationship with someone who's emotionally unavailable, they're shutting you down, you're expressing your wants and needs, and they're turning that cheek or they're not fulfilling them, those relationships are probably going to end by the end of the year. But again, you're going to feel very relieved when they do, and then you're on path to meet someone, again, most likely through a friend group or social circle, and that person will get you, okay? So if you have a connection falling away, it's okay. I know I shouldn't say okay, I've been there and it's difficult, but understand it's part of a greater scheme to put you on path towards someone who will value your emotional needs and will fulfill them. So don't fight what maybe is happening now in a relationship. I would say like go with the flow. And then I didn't include for you specific self-care routines. So under this lunar cycle, 5-6 month period, this is going to highlight for you your routine. And I think it's an ideal time for you to focus on emotional decompression. So water therapy will help you a lot. Prioritize like taking long baths, taking long showers, maybe going for a swim. Again, I don't know if you're in the northern or southern hemisphere. Walk near water. If you can't do any of those things, especially if you're in the southern hemisphere and it's winter, or you're in the northern hemisphere and it will become winter, you may even want to get one of those small little like indoor fountains for like, I don't know, $20 US on Amazon, just to hear the trickling of water. It's going to be very soothing for you, and it will help to regulate your dysregulated nervous system. I also want to suggest for you in the second half of the year to do some digital detoxing. I'm not telling you to check your phone, check your phone in the garbage, or, cancel all of your like Facebook and Twitter and X and anything else that you're on. But there's something here about you, like schedule regular weekends away from social media. Again, this is like to protect your energy from the collective anxiety, because the collective is going to be going a little stir crazy in the second half of 2026. And you, because you're ruled by Mercury, you're going to feel this. Like you're going to actually be thinking things. It's going to be very overwhelming. You're going to get caught up in your head. And you might find yourself existing in the 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords, and you're like, why am I feeling all of this paranoia? It's not even mine. My life's actually okay. You're like literally going to be a magnet, if you will, to that. So maybe every other Saturday or maybe on Sundays you want to do like, no digital stuff. If you have to send an email from work or answer the phone or text someone, that's different. But like that doom scrolling, or maybe you want to do like no Facebook Sunday, something like that. So I would try to start incorporating that from now into your thing. Just schedule some time during the week or a weekend where you're like, this is the day, I'm not even going to look online. I would also reduce any type of doom scrolling 1 hour before going to bed, because again, I think it could be very impactful on your dreams in a negative way, and you want to make sure that you're getting very sound sleep in the second half of the year. Also, dedicate time to your home. Whether you live in a little studio or a 6, bedroom mansion house, whatever it is, dedicate time to nurturing your space. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Move the couches, clean underneath them, maybe reorganize, take a painting from this room and put it here, or a picture from this room, put it here. Sort of spruce up your space if you can, clean it, and keep it very cozy and physically comforting for you. And then journaling. I know some of you roll your eyes when I say this, but I do encourage journaling. I actually have my book right here, so I don't want you to think that I'm lying. I have my book right here, and I have started journaling regularly. And I suggest that you do the same thing. I got this book on Amazon. I think it was like $16. And I have a pen here as well somewhere that I like to write in. It's in my favorite color, green. I know it's crazy. I like hardly ever wear green, but I do like green as an accent. And so again, I picked this up for a couple dollars on Amazon, and I've been using it to journal. And I think journaling is very important, and it will be very important for you because again, you are ruled by Mercury, as I am. So I would write down immediate emotional reactions you have when someone does something that triggers you. They say or do something that triggers you. Carry that journal with you, or when you get home, or as soon as you can, maybe text it to yourself, or you can't text it to yourself, but email it to yourself, something like that. And then later on when you get home, physically write it out in that book. Typing is good with your thumbs or your fingers, but writing it out does something different energetically for you. So as soon as you can, you get to that book and you write down how it made you feel in that moment. It's going to be really important for you to do that before your logical mind tries to overthink and overprocess and maybe even respond. Absorb what they're saying and go to your book and write it down. And this gives you the ability to read it over and over again and ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? This is what this person said. Why is it making me feel this way in this moment? Try to identify the trigger. Are they identifying some type of self-wound that you have that maybe still needs to be worked on or healed? So just writing that stuff down is going to help you look at, oh yeah, every time this person says this, and maybe it's like 5 different people. Every time they say something similar, it triggers back for me, I don't know, an abandonment wound. Maybe your mom died when you were 5 years old, you know, and then you're able to tie it together. Is it still terrible that those people maybe said those things to you? Yes, but you may have over catastrophized what they said because it goes back to an earlier trigger. So that's just a little homework assignment. You can take it into the future with you to identify triggers, and that way you're not over catastrophizing things moving forward. I think I got everything there for you. Okay, let's get into tarot now. Sorry. And I'm sweating. It's like 110 degrees up here today. So I'm sorry if I'm sweating on cam, but I felt called to do this reading for you. So let's get into it now. This is for Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. And I apologize for that 20-minute intro, but I did tell you it was going to be a long one. For the second half of 2026, what else do my mercurial cousins need to know for the second half of 2026? This will probably be close to a 1-hour reading for you, maybe 50 minutes. So if you want to pause the video now and get something to drink or a snack, you're welcome to do that. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Okay, Virgo, we have Watchers, Transpersonal, card number 60. Overflow, Overwhelm, and Plenty, card number 43. I think that was the first card out for your mercurial cousin, a Gemini. So maybe if you have some Gemini placements, you want to watch that. And then you have Horseman, Herald of Change, card number 30. That is just screaming fire horse, which we are in the year of the fire horse, and this is screaming it. Okay, at the bottom of the deck we have Covenant, Sacred Contract, card number 7. I told you, you have some new soul contracts on path. You don't have to connect to all of them or any of them, but they are being made available to you. Notice the page here is blank, and we have the feather, if you will, in the inkwell here. So it's up to you if you want to connect and start writing these names down, figuratively speaking, of course, though, in your soul contract list here. All right. Tell me more about this here for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. We are clarifying card number 60, Watchers, Transpersonal, card number 43, Overflow, Overwhelm, and Plenty, and card number 30, Horseman, Herald of Change. Oh, what is that song? Thank you. So if you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, howdy, welcome. Please click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Okay, I think that is Florence and the Machine. The dog days are over. I'm hearing that song, the dog days are over, so you better run. Okay, so something is changing here in your life. Tell me more about this here, please, for Virgo. One more shuffle. Thank you. Virgo, we have the Page of Wands, we have the Ace of Wands, and we have the Six of Wands. There's your public recognition. Consequently, also on a horse, just like this individual. All right, let's see where we go with this. We also have the Seven of Wands. Those are your boundaries. We have the Moon, so there's a new opportunity here. It could be financial with the Overwhelm and Plenty card, so we're going to see what this is for you. Could be freelance, creative endeavor, something that you currently do, but maybe you did in the past, maybe you put on the back burner. So there's something here, some kind of talent or creative idea. You don't see this coming yet. And the Six of Wands clarified by the Six of Cups. So something is changing here in regards to a partnership in your life, but you also have something in regards to community as well, that again, if you invest yourself into it or you help out some type of community group, there is victory here for you, like public recognition by the end of the year. At the bottom of the deck, here's where we have like our underlying energy. We have the Knight of Swords, we have the Four of Wands, and we have the Chariot. 8 of Swords, 9 of Wands, 7 of Swords. Okay, some of you could be selling a home or relocating, particularly those of you where you are involved in a marriage or long-term committed partnership where maybe there was cheating, either on your side or their side. Yeah. I'll show you why I'm saying, again, it's just underlying energy. Obviously not everyone's message. If you're in a happy marriage or a happy long-term committed partnership, do not please do not accuse your person. This is specifically for those of you where that's where you're at. I have the Eight of Swords here. This individual is flanked by 3 swords and the 5 swords. So their heart is breaking over some type of manipulation, gaslighting, or deception, and they don't know what to do next. Next, we have the Nine of Wands. This is someone who's incredibly wounded, trying to stand firm, trying to stand strong, trying to go through their day, but finding it incredibly difficult and feeling like they've been attacked by the last person they ever suspected would attack them. And I'm talking like emotional attack, okay? And then we have the Seven of Swords. Okay, this is someone who's lied to you, betrayed you. 7 of Swords to that 8 of Swords, because I've got the 5. Again, gaslighter, manipulator. I have you there in the Queen of Pentacles. That's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, whether you're masculine or feminine. I have the Hierophant energy, which is long-term committed partnership, possibly even a marriage. And then I have a Queen of Wands sneaking up behind that, which whether it's masculine or feminine, usually in this type of energetic read, it feels like the other person, okay, like a third party. 7 of Swords to the Queen of Wands. No offense if you're a fire sign. It's just, again, how I read a set of cards. Obviously, only take that if that resonates for you. But I do see that connection ending, okay? And most of you selling a home or moving away from home or moving away from the community. Something like that is occurring for you. All right. We're going to clarify this now with the After Tarot deck. If you're not familiar with this deck, the images are slightly different. It does alter or change the meaning of the cards, and we'll go through them as necessary in your reading today. Please clarify this further for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements for the second half of 2026. We are clarifying Page of Wands, Ace of Wands, 6 of Wands, 7 of Wands, the Moon, and the 6 of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Wands is clarified by 7 of Swords. Ace of Wands is clarified by Judgment. 6 of Wands is clarified by the King of Pentacles. The 7 of Wands is clarified by the 7 of Cups. The Moon is clarified by the 5 of Cups. There's your new connection. The 6 of Cups is clarified by the Chariot. This is who you're moving on from. All right, you have big changes here. Remember, general collective reading. Just take the portions of the reading that fit for you. Typically what I do, I'm a Gemini Sun, a Scorpio Moon, and Aquarius Rising. In this type of reading, I'll be watching all 3. And I do this even for other tarot readers that I follow. Like I follow MJ with Soulful Revolution and several other people, Chris, Minnows Pond, etc. I don't mind giving them shout outs. I love them. I look up to them. They mentored me in ways they will never understand. But anyway, Paul, of course, Dove and Serpent Tarot is another one. Anyway, I usually watch those 3 placements, and I take the parts that I intuitively feel, because it's a predictive reading, and I feel like, yes, that is, I can see that being on my path, right? I can feel that that predictive reading is most likely on my path. It's speaking to me. I take the parts that speak to me and I create my own reading, if you will. And that might be something you want to do, because not everyone's going to align themselves with every message that comes through today. Speaking of underlining cards here on this deck, the 8 of Pentacles, the 2 of Wands, and the Knight of Swords shows itself again. Oh, you're effing angry. 9 of Swords, the 4 of Wands again, and the Page of Wands to the Hierophant. Okay. All right, obviously, only take the messages that fit. I'm going to clarify this more for you, but Page of Wands to the 7 of Swords, Watcher, transpersonal. This is for those of you where you are currently engaged in a connection with someone where there has been some falsehood. What that falsehood is different for all of you. For me, 7 of Swords is a sliding scale sword card. So this person lied to you. They lied by omission. They betrayed you. They financially took advantage of you. They promised you a raise or bonus or commission. You never got it, or you got less than what you anticipated or what they promised. Your person lied to you. Maybe you found out they were stepping out of the connection, maybe cheating on you. This was very personal to you. Transpersonal is very personal to you. It could be a friend that betrayed you, okay? So for some of you, you have already discovered this. For others of you, your intuition is telling you what's happening, but you don't yet have the concrete proof. If you don't yet have the concrete proof, it looks like you will be discovering the proof, okay? So there's something here like that. There's someone in your life, professional, platonic, or romantic, who has engaged or is engaging in 7 of Swords behavior, It appears here you're trying to make a decision about whether or not you want to stay connected to that person or you want to reconnect. Like, the job effed me over. I don't know if I want to stay at this job anymore, okay? I think my person is stepping out on me, but I don't have any facts. I believe the facts are coming. I think my person stepped out on me, and now I know for sure that they did. If you're watching a reading, you know for sure that they did. There's something here of like, I don't know if I want to reconcile. I don't know if it's salvageable. I'm very confused. 7 of Wands to the 7 of Cups. I still have emotions for this person, but I'm highly guarded because of what they did to me. And again, it could be a friend, it could be a family member. So if you suspect and you don't know, I think you're going to find something out. Brace yourself for that. If you already know, there seems to be a feeling here of, I don't know how to move forward from this. So whoever screwed you over here, it was very personal to you. Overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. Ace of Wands to Judgment, the Moon to the 2 of Cups. You do not see this partnership at this time. If you have, it is very, very new. I'm talking within the last month or two. Could be professional, platonic, or romantic. And I say that because it's like, while you're dealing with these 3 cups here of whatever this person did to you or these people did to you, there's a new soulmate here. Some of you recently have this person enter your life. Others of you will be meeting them in the second half of the year. There's a financial opportunity with this individual that you may not be seeing at this time. Again, it could be a friend that you make the judgment call to engage in some type of creative community project with, and it ends up becoming the love of your life type of thing. Or this could be something where you decide to engage in some type of community group or organization, and you do some type of fundraising for them or some type of event, and it's highly successful for you. It could be a new job. For those of you where this was a job where you feel that they've been shady with you, this would be a new job opportunity. If you're a business owner, this could be a really big get in terms of a client. Horseman, herald of change. You have 2 things happening simultaneously, thank you, Mercury retrograde, for that one, in the second half of the year. You are moving on from one connection or a group of people, again, maybe a community group or a social group, and you're moving towards another. Or maybe you're moving away from a love partner and you're meeting someone else. There seems to be a moving on from one energy, one soul contract, and moving towards another soul contract. Right behind that, I have divine feminine. You can be masculine or feminine. Don't be offended. We all embody both energies, feminine and masculine. And this to me tells me there is a birth. Could be figuratively for some of you, but for most of you, this is just birthing some new connections in your life. You will be nurturing new connections in your life. In this deck, that is card number 6. And so number 6, as we know, is the Lovers. So for some of you, it could be the break from a love partner and an entry of a new love partner. If not, it's just a choice you're making to break away from someone who engaged in 7 of Swords behavior to you. And over the course of the next 6 months, even if you don't see it at this point, later on in the year, you will have the choice, okay, Lovers card, to engage with some new soulmates that enter your path. If this is your story, you seem to be really pissed off here by the end of Cancer season, and that's only about 2 or 3 weeks away. Let's begin to clarify. Clarify that Page of Wands. For me, that's like the Lewis and Clark adventure card of tarot. So there's something here of discovering. One more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Wands is clarified by the 3 of Pentacles, the 4 of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. Bottom of that, Queen of Pentacles, that's you, whether you're masculine or feminine. I'm grabbing this energy as yours also, okay? Queen of Swords. You're seeing this very clearly now. Either they already did it, and you're seeing this person very clearly as they are an untrustworthy individual, whether it's a professional, platonic, or a romantic connection. And for others of you, if you have suspected the truth, but the truth has sort of been like kind of hiding, is the feeling I get here, you will receive concrete proof of the truth. So like more facts will come forward. Clarify that 7 of Swords. Either way, whether you know of this or you suspect it and you're about to find it out, you still seem to be confused about what to do with this particular partnership. Do I keep talking to this friend or family member? Do I continue staying at this job? Do I continue trying to fight for this romantic partnership or return to it? One more shuffle. Thank you. 7 of Swords is clarified by the World card. Yeah, do I end it? 6 of Swords, move on from it. And the Knight of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, the Empress, which is interesting because I had said that. Divine Feminine card is there. So there's a feeling here of, and I'm not trying to make you sound cocky. If you're the cross-watcher watching, I always say I'm not cross-watcher friendly because I kind of just tell it how it is. The feeling here is you know that you can create the type of partnership that you want, professional, platonic, or romantic. You're not being cocky about it. It's just
you know your value and worth, okay? You showed up here as the Queen of Pentacles. So you know how nurturing you can be in a connection, or how dedicated you are to a job, or how you bend over backwards for a friend or family member. So your self-worth and self-confidence, maybe it took a hit from this person, you know, for whatever this person did. But at the end of the day, you know what you bring to the table. So there's a feeling here of I can create the type of connection that I want. The World card here in the After Tarot deck has, instead of all 4 fixed signs, all 4 aces. So it's like the magician vibe. So the feeling here is, I know, again, you're very logical, I know I could close this out and find something else. A new community to live in, a new love partner. Again, I don't know who's 7 of sorting you here, you know, but the feeling here is, I know I could close this out and find new elsewhere. Or find new elsewhere first and close this out. Again, I don't know what it is for you. Maybe you want to find a new job before you leave this job. But you also know it's well within your wheelhouse to try this again. And that seems to be where you're stuck. I know I have what it takes to put my effort into making this work again. I just don't know if I should, because I don't want to be making a mistake. And I don't want to miss an opportunity of maybe finding another job, or a better community, you know, or a better romantic partner, or a better friend, etc., etc. So you seem to be a little stuck here with that 6 of Swords to the Knight of Pentacles. You know that you could move on if you want to and plant a new seed elsewhere, but you also know that you're fully capable of engaging or re-engaging with this individual or group of people if you want to. If you want to. I'm not saying that you have to or that you should. It's just the energy within you is like, if I really wanted to make this work, I could. I could work through this. Okay, I care about this situation where I'm in connection enough that if I wanted to make it work, I can make it work. I just don't know if I want to make it work. 7 of Wands. Tell me about the 7 of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. 7 of Wands is clarified by the Hierophant. Queen of Pentacles, there you are again, and the 3 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, 3 of Wands. Lots of 3s here, my loves. Lots of 3s. I don't want to go down the third party route. If you're there, you know exactly what is happening. But for those of you where that doesn't apply, that Hierophant could be anything. Marriage, long-term committed partnership, community, especially community you lived in a long time, an organization you're part of, like a community group, a social organization, political, religious organization. There's something here that at some point in time, and it could even be a job. Sorry, I should have said that also. In career and finance, the Hierophant is usually the corporation or company or entity that we work for. And if you're a business owner, this is just your business. There's something here that once upon a time, it brought you a lot of stability or it brought you joy. You liked engaging with this. You liked going to this job. Maybe you had a family with this person, or that's something that you wanted. Okay, it felt really good to connect to these people. Friends, social group, family, etc. But 7 of Wands, you're finding yourself at this time, and over the course of the next 6 months, having to put up some walls. Specifically for the person or people who did that 7 of Swords to you. And I think for you, it's a little emotionally confusing because there's a part of you that really wanted that to work. You really wanted the job to work. You really wanted to stay in that community. You know what I mean? You really wanted this romantic partnership to work, but now you're faced with the prospect of having to move on from it. And it's difficult for you because although you're looking at it logically, your heart is also invested as well. Clarify that 7 of Cups. And that's why it's so confusing. I think logically, you know what to do. If you and I were sitting down at a table and I said to you that this, whatever the situation is here that you're going through, if I said to you, Virgo, this is what I'm currently going through, logically, you would know exactly the advice to give me. But that's because you're not emotionally invested in what I'm going through. Like, you're not emotionally connected. You might be emotionally invested in me as your friend, but you're not emotionally invested in what I'm going through, maybe with my person or my friend or my mother, whatever it is. And so you would give me very logical black and white advice. But if you had to take your own advice, it would be a little difficult for you to do that because your heart is on the line here. There's some emotional investment that you have. Maybe you really like the job or what you do, but you hate the effing boss, you know. There's something like that here happening. Or you really love this person, but you hate that they 7 of Sworded you, or what that 7 of Sword now means for you, or how it wounded you. So your heart is on the line here. This is why you are confused. One more shuffle. Thank you. The 7 of Cups is clarified by the Lovers. Could be a love partner for you, doesn't have to be, but it does indicate a choice. There's a choice here that you need to make, and I think your battle here is between heart and mind. Because your mind is probably saying, F them for what they did. I'm not falling for that again. And I'm more than capable of finding blank elsewhere and better. And then part of you, I think, emotionally is going, but I like them, or I admire them, or I respect them, or I love them. Three of Pentacles. This is this person that you work with, you collaborate with, you built something with them, or you wanted to build something with them. And Four of Pentacles in the After Tarot deck is the Death card, and you showed up here again as the Queen of Swords. The Four of Pentacles is usually my miser card. I'm holding on tight to this situation, environment, or connection. But in the After Tarot deck, it's met with the scorpionic energy of the Death card. We have the Grim Reaper here. So you have a choice here to make about whether or not you're going to continue collaborating with this person or these people, or whether or not you're going to let them go. Don't allow me or any other tarot reader to tell you what to do, but I feel here that the majority of you, maybe 80%, are letting this go. Even if at the time of this reading you're like, I don't think I can do that, I do think you're going to do that. I do think you're going to do that. That Queen of Swords showed up twice. Queen of Swords, Three of Swords, Knight of Cups. In the After Tarot deck, the swords are out of the heart and they're healed. And the Knight of Cups is drinking from the Ace of Cups. And then I have the Nine of Pentacles, which is single, free, and independent. And right behind that, I have the Moon card to the Death card. And that's why, I mean, like, some of you don't see it at this time, that this connection is closing out. So you will find another job, maybe revamp your business if this is a business for you. If you're a business owner, you might be firing this employee. If you feel like they Seven of Swords you. This could be a divorce for some of you, or long-term, almost permanent, if you will, disengagement from the person or people that engage in that Seven of Swords behavior. And if you're watching this and you're like, but I don't have anyone who's Seven of Swords me, that's great. I would take this as you are closing out a major cycle with a friend group, family member, or family members, plural, or you are changing your job. But if you're a business owner, this is a radical change in your business. And it's all of your choosing. You are deciding to do this. This is very personal to you. Okay, very personal to you. Ace of Wands. Tell me about the new that is coming in. This is either a new long-term committed partnership or some new creative endeavor, a way to make money, some new project that gets you public recognition. This sparks a fire back in you. One more shuffle. Thank you. Ace of Wands is clarified by the Death card. It's almost on like either while this is closing out or it's one right after the other overlapping. I remember having a friend going through that, and it was like on Friday she decided she was going to divorce her husband. We spent all weekend consoling her. She was very upset. It was something she didn't want to do, but I mean, he Seven of Swords her like I don't know how many times in 16 years. And on Monday she heard back from a company she applied to like 3 months prior, and they were like, you got the job, but it required her to relocate out of state. And she was like, I'll do it, because she was so final in that decision, even though she was sad over it, that when the opportunity came in literally like 2 days later, she took it because she saw it as a way for her to rebirth her life elsewhere, far away from him. So there's something like that here happening. For some of you, this ending is coinciding with a new beginning. So maybe you're going through a divorce and you're meeting a new person. No shame in that, as long as you're not like triangulating. I mean, my divorce was 3 years long, and in that period I met someone else. So, you know, it could be something like that where you have this closing out, you're meeting a new person, or it's literally right on the heels. And this could even be like the job is ending and you're finding a new job, but it could be like, you know, the romantic partnership is ending and suddenly now there's something comes up on your phone or your computer and you're like, oh, maybe I want to get involved in that men's group or that women's group. So again, it's just some type of involvement here. It sparks your passion and your creativity. Four of Pentacles and the High Priestess. You don't know this yet. Two of Swords. You can't see this yet. So whatever you were holding on here to, that you are letting go of, something new is coming in. And it's passionate and it's exciting and it's creative and it's fun. And the universe is sort of keeping it a little secret from you. So again, it's either happening right on the heels or simultaneously. And remember, this is a predictive reading for the next 6 months. It appears here you make the judgment call to move forward with this, regardless of what else is closing out. Tell me more about that judgment call here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Two of Swords, your decision will be made. Because in the After Tarot deck, there's no decision. Five of Pentacles, this is financial. In the After Tarot deck, this person is coming out of financial or emotional lack. So this is almost like a no-brainer. Like, of course, like my friend, when she was like, I'm getting a divorce, and then she got the phone call from the job 2 days later. She was like, it was no-brainer. It was instantaneous. I'm going to do it. 9 of Cups makes you very happy. Bottom of the deck, 5 of Wands, like I was saying. There's no inner discord within you. You don't... 9 of Wands, 4 Swords. Yeah. This is literally happening at the same time. And I don't mean to laugh at you. It's a heavy energy. So I'm trying to lighten it up for myself. Literally happening on the heels of this or simultaneously. It makes you very happy, whatever it is. And you seem to be a no-brainer. I'm going to do it. It either is emotionally pleasing to you or financially pleasing to you. Overwhelm and plenty. The moon. Tell me about the moon. Well, let me bring up my moon dates here on my website, thetimelinetaro.com. You can click on toolbox and scroll down if you ever want to see these. I have the full moon dates there, the new moon dates, retrograde dates, and major planetary or celestial shifts that might impact you as well. So let's see if we can get some timing here. First, tell me about the moon, and then we'll get timing. Tell me about the moon. What do they not see coming? One more shuffle. Thank you. The moon is clarified by the 5 of Wands, the 4 of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. There's the opportunity. Literally, while you're going through this, whatever this is, you're closing this out or you're recovering from it, this is an opportunity. You do not see this coming. 5 of Cups. Tell me about the new soulmate. Professional, platonic, or romantic. General collective reading. You claim this person however you need them to be. The big client, the new job, the new romantic partner, the best friend for the rest of your life, whatever you need. Friend who becomes like a family member. You claim this person or people however you need them to be. One more shuffle. Thank you. Tell me about the new 5 of Swords. Well, there's no conflict with these people. There's no gaslighting with these people. There's no lying with these people. So you have someone who's authentic here coming towards you. In the After Tarot deck, we are not fighting. We have the Death card. I'm telling you, it's on the heels of this other thing. Could be a Scorpio. And look at the moon. It's almost like the universe doesn't want you to know. It's literally as you are freeing yourself from this. Come on, Spirit. Let's go a layer deeper, please. I'm going to use this deck. This was one of the first decks that I got. I'm looking around to see, am I being called to use another deck for you? No. Come on, Source. Tell me more about this, please. Tell me about the new soulmate. Tell me about the new soulmate for Virgo in the second half of 2026. Please tell me about the new soulmate. One more shuffle. Thank you, Veronica. Your name's Veronica. Maybe they're Veronica. Veronica, Ronnie, Ronald. Just kind of pin that somewhere in your memory. 7 of Swords. Queen of Wands. Remember we saw that Queen of Wands combination there at the end? Look at the 5. It's like it doesn't want you to know. It's as soon as Ace of Cups, that's the truth. It's as soon as you disengage from this person who either triangulated you or put you in a third party or betrayed you in some way. It's literally as you are moving away from them, disengaging from them, this new person comes into your life. Ace of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Cups. Yes, you have a new offer and a new opportunity. On the heels of this closing out, or like my friend, as soon as you say it, the new comes in. As soon as you say, I'm closing this out, the new comes in. So on the heels of this or simultaneously occurring, can I go one more layer deeper, please, for them? One more layer deeper, and then I'm not going to push it. One more layer deeper. One more shuffle. Thank you. Queen of Pentacles, there you are. You're not going to tell me, are you? Temperance, no. And the Devil, no, not going to tell me. All right, I'm not going to push. Knight of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. This is as you are freeing yourself from a toxic situation, environment, or connection. This new person or new group of people are literally being brought in by Archangel Michael. It's almost like they are protecting you from this to ensure you move away from it or to ensure you never return to it. This is literally divine intervention between you and whatever the heck it is here that you're moving on from. And you are not meant to know who or what it is bringing in to you. And I think it's because energetically, you need to focus on closing this out. So we're going to leave that here. I want to move towards the Herald of Change. So we know that there is a changing of the guard, if you will, here. 6 of Wands. Tell me about the 6 of Wands. I really tried for you there, Virgo. I mean, I used 3 different decks. They don't want you to focus on this, okay? They want you to focus on closing this out and protecting your energy. This is already on energetic standby for you. Okay, it's already on your path. You don't have to manifest this person or people in it or the opportunity. It's already on your path. When it crosses your path, you get to choose if you want it or not. But it's already on your path. They want you to focus on closing this out. Okay, one more shuffle. Thank you. Six of Wands, clarified by the Fool. There's your new beginning. Temperance, again, Archangel Michael brings this in. And the Hangman, bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune. Whatever this new person or people are, okay, it's going to make you realize why that didn't work out, why that change was necessary. Because whoever this person or these people are, they were not good enough for you. You were changing and evolving, and they weren't. And they have that right. People have the right to say, I'm not going to change. I'm not going to do any spiritual work. I don't care about looking at my wounds. And I'm going to be honest with you, and I don't care if I get demonetized. I'm really fucking tired of hearing hurt people hurt people. We are grown adults. We've all been hurt in our lives. There are some of us who have been sexually abused, emotionally abused, physically abused, financially abused. Some of us multiple things in that by so many different people in our lives that we trusted. So grow the fuck up and stop hurting people. So I think you were with someone here who perpetually hurt you. And I think your dedication and your loyalty to them, or what you believed they could be, or what you believed it should be, okay, would have kept you stuck a long time. Unfortunately, the universe here had to break your heart in order to fix your vision. And that's what you're going to see when this new person or new opportunity or new group of people enter your life. Eight of Swords. When you're free from that, you're going to understand why you had to become free from that. Clarify the King of Pentacles. This is you now in your highest vibration. One more shuffle. Thank you. King of Pentacles, clarified by Eight of Swords. Again, when you were freed from that, Seven of Wands, and you put up good defenses, Two of Cups, there's a new partnership. God, I love you today. Hangman at the bottom of the deck. You have someone new, professional, platonic, or romantic. And this is not 10 years from now, Virgo. This is in the next 6 months. As soon as you move on from this. This is not going to come in, or if it has come in, it's not going to solidify until this is out. This is literally divine intervention to keep you away from someone, or to help you move on from someone who this person's trapped. And maybe in time they can heal and they'll grow and they'll do all the work that you and I have done and that we continue to do, because God knows we're not perfect, you know, but we try. There was no try on this person's part. You know, this is someone, when they have an issue at work with you, they don't come and sit down and talk to you. Instead, they think they're going to shiv you and give the raise or promotion to someone else. You don't need to work for someone like that. You don't need to be in a business partnership with someone like that. You don't need a client that uses you and then goes off to your, you know, and then uses a competitor. You don't need a romantic love partner who you are constantly devoted to and they're stepping out on you. So whoever this person or these people were, they have an inability to sit down and say, there's a problem, or I have a problem with you. Instead they step out. They step out. They go to another coworker, they go to another client, they go to your competitor, they go to another lover, a friend group where they triangulate you. You know, it's like mean girl energy, mean guy energy. You leave the room and they shit talk you. You know, this is not a person who knows how to sit down and maturely converse over an issue. So they are not spiritually grown. That's the long and short of it. And so they stepped out and betrayed you in some way, professionally, platonically, or romantically. And again, maybe they could heal in time, but right now, you are being removed from this person's life for your own protection, and because someone better wants to enter your life. The universe actually wants to give you what you've always wanted, that this person is not capable of giving you. So if you want to fight this, I think you're going to have a tower. I hate to tell you that. But if you're ready to move on from it and take this time to heal, by the time you get to Sagittarius season, which ends on the 21st to 22nd, right as we're nearing that super full moon in Cancer on December 23rd, and that's the end of this reading. Between now and then, you have this come in. Six of Cups. So yeah, some of you are changing jobs during this time. You're leaving a toxic job environment, a community that you live in. And it could just be like, this is a community you live in. We don't have to, you know, over-catastrophize everything in tarot. It can be the community you live in or the house you have, as much as you like it, it's financially draining you. It's a money pit. And maybe you're looking forward towards retirement or a simpler life. Maybe you don't want a house anymore. Maybe you want a condo. Maybe you want an apartment. So you could be like moving on. That Chariot to that Four of Wands, this is like coming up twice here. So there's something here about moving on from something that was once structured and stable in your life, which for whatever reason became not structured and not stable. Emotionally, physically, financially, etc. You seem to be moving on from it. New person on your path. Tell me about the Six of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. Six of Cups is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, the King of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. You're moving towards the new soulmate, the new opportunity. Tell me about the Chariot. Okay, they fell face up, so we are going to take them. The Chariot, the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the King of Wands. Who is this person? King of Wands at the bottom of both decks, Knight of Cups with the offer, and the Sun card. I just got chills. Ten of Cups. This is what you want. This is the ideal boss. This is the ideal business partner, client, best friend, family member, community, lover. Okay? Oh my God, I'm getting a bunch of goosebumps. Call them spirituals. It's literally as soon as you turn your back on whomever, whatever this is, you have the Sun come in. Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, Empress. Go nurture this new beginning. Oh my God, go nurture this new beginning. King of Wands, Knight of Cups, the Sun card here again, the Ten of Cups. Get away from this. What you have coming in is so much better than what you're leaving. And it's not until you get there that you realize the difference. And yeah, you're probably really effing angry that you have to move on from that because you didn't enter it thinking you were going to move on from it. Fair enough. But use that anger or that fuel to propel you forward towards your new life. And look, maybe this is, I don't want to say as simple as, there's something you can do to make money to get out of that. Maybe you're like, but Jen, I'm in a marriage and he or she is the breadwinner and I don't know how to break away. You have an inherent gift. You have a skill that you can use to make some side money to save, to move on from that. And maybe it takes you a year to do it, but start planning it now. Start doing it from now. Get away from whatever that is. So maybe you can read tarot. Maybe you know how to paint. There's something here that you can do. Clean houses, something. Okay, you have a skill and you're very good at it. You're meticulously good at it. And you can do that for some extra money on the side to buffer you from that or to create the doorway for you to move on from that. Let's get you a Moonology card and we'll close it off with some oracles. So you have a sacred contract, a karmic contract closing out. You have at least one new contract coming online. One does require you to move on from the other. And you have the ability here for a new financial opportunity that will either help you move on from this or create some kind of buffer or give you the money you need to move on from this. And again, for most of you, that skill is within you. So I would think, what can I do well? Can I play the guitar? Okay. Can you play the guitar at a cafe on the weekends for some extra money and tips? You know how to paint? Okay. Can you offer your friends and your neighbors to paint their rooms for X amount of dollars? I don't know. Maybe you're really good at haunted houses. If that's something that's big in your area, in your region, can you do that for some extra work? What can you do, Virgo, to make money? Maybe you're great at painting nails or coloring hair. Is that something you can do for extra money? You have an inherent gift, and maybe for some of you it is tarot or Reiki or giving massages. Use your gift to help bridge your way away from that or buffer yourself from that. Let's get a Moonology card here, please, for my Mercurial cousins. One more shift. One more shift. Wow. One more shift. You are just one shift away from the life you want. One more shift. One more shuffle. Thank you. You're very close to achieving your goal. Gibbous moon. At the bottom of the deck, be bold. Be bold and make the first move. Cardinal. The cardinal moon. Right behind that, surrender to the divine. Full moon. Let this go. You're very close to achieving your goal. You're not lost, Virgo. You're exactly where you need to be. Let's get you 3 oracle cards. Boy, this was worth the sweat. This was worth the sweat. And I feel fired up for you, so I think it's just adding to my sweating. So I apologize. 3 oracle cards here. Probably the most powerful message I've done out of all of them so far. One more shuffle here. Thank you. We'll take it. Soothing stillness. Find true peace in your stillness of your inner self. Remember I was saying about that self-care stuff? Okay, water therapy, disconnecting from digital stuff, not looking at doom scrolling before you go to bed, making your home your sanctuary, or if you live with roommates or you share a residence, it could just be a little corner. Just make it yours. Frame a picture that you like to look at, get a plant or fake plant, you know, get that little water fountain, create your own little sanctuary, even if it's just a chair in the corner, okay? One more shuffle here. Thank you. And get a journaling book. Reflection. Find better ways to improve yourself by looking at your own reflection. That literally came out after I said get the journaling book. You may want to journal some of this out, your thoughts, your feelings, okay? It'll help you process them. And then you have safety. Feel protected and stable. Grounded in security no matter what life brings. You have a lighthouse here waiting for you. I know you're going through a difficult time, but the universe is literally calling you like, Virgo, over here. And sometimes you hear it and sometimes you don't. Focus in on where it's calling you. The universe is taking you in another direction to safe harbor. Bottom of the deck, potential. Unleash your inner potential, new ways to make money, and transcend your self-limitations. You have a new opportunity here, a golden opportunity here. Figure out what your talent is. Most of you already know, and find a way to monetize it. Look it up online, okay? Watch YouTube videos. How are other people doing what you want to do? Not everything requires a certification or a class or a degree in this day and age. Use your base knowledge and understanding. Use online, maybe even AI. I mean, I'm not a big proponent of AI, but I have to say, I'm creating thumbnails now for my YouTube videos utilizing that. So it could be something like that. Maybe you plug into AI. Hey, I have these 5 skills. Give me the top 10 things I could do in this region. Like, this is where I live. Tell me the top 5 or top 10 ways I can make money using these skills. Maybe it'll give you some ideas you never thought about. But you're very close to achieving your goal. That is what I have for you. The next 6 years, next 6 years. Maybe that's something else that just slipped out of my mouth. Maybe the next 6 months will set you up for the next 6 years of your life. That is what I have for you. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And as the second half of the year progresses, I will be doing a couple of readings for each of the zodiac signs about this, because there'll be like certain important dates that I feel we're going to have to touch base on and kind of see where you're at and if anything new, because as we shift and change, so do the energies and opportunities. And I'll be posting those on Patreon. So if you can join us over there, fantastic. I only started about a month ago. It's a nice small group of us, but if you can't do that, it's okay. Trust Source knew that already, give you all the information that you needed. But if you can't join us over there, information on how to do that will be in the description box, as well as the pinned comment of this video. And so I read for you again, stand strong. And as always, I'm sending you light, love, and peace.